Hi, my name's Kurt Mercadante, and I'm a husband, father, speaker, trainer, and disruptive entrepreneur whose mission is to save the world by helping individuals fight for lives of freedom and fulfillment. And that's what this show is about. We're here to help you fight apathy and conformity in your life. We're here to interview and tell the stories of individuals around the world who are helping others live lives of freedom and fulfillment as well. This is the Freedom Club Podcast, and we're grateful you're here. And this is the Freedom Club Podcast. I am your host, Kurt Mercadante. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I got two simple questions for you today. You've heard me start off podcasts before. Those two questions are, what is awesome about today? And what will make today even more awesome? And I urge you, I invite you, I implore you to start off each and every day with those two simple questions, because you're pairing gratitude with a sense of forward-looking purpose. That, my friends, will help you cultivate an abundance mindset that is so vital to living a life of meaning, living a life of freedom and fulfillment. And that abundance mindset will help you defend against the scarcity pimps in your life. And if you don't know what a scarcity pimp is, it's those friends, those family, the colleagues who feel envious, make you feel guilty for wanting more, for reaching for more in your life. They bastardize the term gratitude and they tell you, why would you want more? Aren't you just happy where you are? My friends, they do that because they're jealous. They do that because they're envious. Don't you let that stop you from cultivating an abundance mindset. Defend against the scarcity pimps. Now, today's episode is brought to you by my upcoming free live No BS branding webinar. It's August 15th at noon Eastern. There's a link in this post, or go to my website, kurtmercadante.com. You will get hit with a pop-up. Sign up for that webinar. In that webinar, I'm going to cut through the bullshit. You know, there's a lot of people who always ask me branding questions, and it's not just because of my beard logo. It's not just because they've seen through my trainings, through my videos, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, wherever they've seen me cultivate and build my brand. It's also because they know I know what the fuck I'm talking about. They know that for 13 years, I successfully scaled a PR and ad agency, helping small businesses, corporations, some of the largest trade associations in the world build their brands. They know that I'm not just some LinkedIn famous person who got a few thousand views and suddenly became a coach. So I'm going to tell you all about how to build your logo and colors, etc. But I don't know anything about how to build a business. I couldn't sell my way out of a paper bag. And by the way, I'm not saying that about all personal branding coaches. I have friends like Thomas Heath and Dr. Natalia Vikovsky. They're excellent personal branding coaches. But for every person who knows what the hell they're talking about, there's dozens now who are personal branding coaches simply because they were LinkedIn famous, and they want to teach you how to do the same. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't build a personal brand that actually sells, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. And if you are someone who says, well, a personal brand isn't about money, then scroll on and please don't join my webinar. Please don't jump in my upcoming No BS Branding Accelerator, because I'll take your money, I won't refund it, and then I'll kick you out. Because a personal brand is about selling. Maybe not just your product or service, but we're all in sales. Maybe you're trying to work up the corporate ladder in your industry, in your company. You got to know how to sell yourself. Hell, I'm a father of 4 young kids. You don't think I have to sell at home every single day? So the No BS Branding webinar, it's about defining your truth. It's about speaking to that truth and not being afraid to repel others as you do so. It's about building a brand that sells. So I'd love to have you on it August 15th, noon Eastern. There's a link in the post, or go to kurtmercadante.com. You'll get hit with a pop-up. Sign up there. So in today's episode, I do want to talk about branding, and I'm going to start off with a simple statement. I don't give a shit if you don't like me. I don't give a shit if you're offended by the fact that I said shit. If you don't like my style, you don't like what I have to say on a regular basis, that's fine with me. It's not that I don't care about you as a human being. It's that I'm building a brand and I want to speak to people who are receptive to my message. And in speaking to those people, if I have to repel others to do it, I'm fine with that. It's a simple marketing principle of attract and repel. And if you are so afraid of repelling people that you become vanilla in your message because you want to talk to everyone, I'm going to tell you right now, when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. I go back to Seth Godin, his book, The Purple Cow, and a sea of cows that are with the white and the brown spots. It's the purple cow that stands out. It's not about being different just to be different. It's about being uniquely you. We hear a lot of these LinkedIn famous personal branding coaches throw around the word authenticity and then they piss all over it. Why? Because they spend their time doing these videos in which they're pretending to be someone else. They're being authentically someone else. You know who I'm talking about. They do the videos. Oh, I'm crushing it. I'm killing it. I can help you kill it as well with your business. But then you know behind the scenes, their business is failing. I know this because they call coach to coach to coach. Please help me. My business is failing. And then they go on camera talking about how successful they are over on Facebook. Those folks who they rent the Lamborghini and the mansion, they tell you how they can help you have the same. They can't sell a damn thing. They're no closer to having a Lamborghini than you are. That's not authenticity. A lot of people think it is. A lot of people think that's what a personal brand is about boasting, about trying to be someone else, someone that you are not. No, building an effective personal brand is speaking your truth, not being afraid to speak your truth. But first, you have to have a clearly defined vision for your life, where you want to go. That compelling vision pairs your purpose for living, which includes, yes, your purpose for wanting to build the brand, to build a business, and combines it with the impact you want to make on the world, the impact you want to make on your customers, on your audience. You start there. But if you're so afraid of offending people and repelling people that you don't let the true you come out, then you will fail, because people will see it. People will call bullshit on you. They'll know you are absolutely full of shit. You can fool them, and they're going to give you some money, and then you're going to fail when they jump in your personal branding coaching program. So attract and repel, knowing your truth, not being afraid to speak to it and live it at the same time. So yeah, I don't give a shit if you don't like me. You know, people who know me know that I'm the same in private as I am right here on camera. I don't have to rent a Lamborghini. You watch enough of my videos, you see my white minivan in the background. That's who I am. Yeah, there's some people who get offended. I drop the occasional F-bomb and profanity. I don't plan it out. That's just the way I am. That's the way I speak. And if you don't like that, scroll on, move on. Better yet, leave a comment about how you don't like it, because you'll extend the reach of my post. You know, last year I wrote a LinkedIn article. I think it got over 40,000 views, and it was about why you shouldn't be afraid to piss some people off. And some people read it and were so pissed off. Oh, what about winning friends and influencing people? And those are the people who are so afraid to repel that they are vanilla. My friends, to me, you know what vanilla smells like? It smells like poverty. Because again, when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. What my article was about, it wasn't about approaching people on the street, getting in their face and pissing them off. It was about being uniquely you. And those of you who have even attempted to be uniquely you know that that can piss other people off. At the beginning of this podcast, I talked about the scarcity pimps. You know, when I shut down my agency at peak revenue to start my training business, there were people in my life, former colleagues, it pissed them off. Now, a lot of it was envy. They talk behind my back. Oh, what's he doing? Must be nice. He must be having a midlife crisis. You know what? I didn't give a shit about what they say, because I knew if they could do it, they would. Now, I know they could do it. They won't do it because of their limiting beliefs. But that's their problem. It's not mine. You know, when my wife and I talk about it on this podcast and this show, we homeschool our kids. There are some people who are so offended by the fact that we homeschool. Oh, you're so irresponsible. What are you doing to your kids? Tim Allison with the Screw the Naysayers podcast. He was on my show and he talked about when he decided to leave the corporate world and move to a small fishing village in Canada. There were people who were so pissed off. He said they played dirty pool. What are you doing? That's irresponsible for your kids. Yes, sometimes when you know your truth and you live your truth, it pisses some people off, but do not let that stop you from moving forward. Attract and repel. Do not be afraid of repelling people. I don't care if I get 200 views of my goddamn video, if it's the right 200 people who are receptive to my message, because my vision, my overarching vision that moves and drives me in everything I do is to save the world by helping individuals fight for lives of freedom and fulfillment. And if you are someone who doesn't like my style, move on. There are plenty of people who do, and I want to talk to them because I want to help them because they are receptive to my message, and more importantly, they are receptive to being helped and making a positive change in their life. So not being afraid to repel people, that's part of building a no bullshit brand. It's not just about a logo. It's not just about whether you're on Twitter and how many likes and views you get. None of that matters. It's about defining who you are as a person, knowing who you are as a person. And if you don't know that, then stop where you are and don't even worry about building a personal brand. Because if you don't know who you are, then how the hell are you ever going to speak to it? Again, people will see right through you. They will call bullshit. You will not be authentic. You'll be trying to live someone else's life and build someone else's brand that's not you. So I don't care. I don't give a shit if you don't like me. And when I posted that last week, people said, well, how do you really feel? That's just the point. I'm not afraid of communicating how I really feel. Are you afraid of doing it? Because if you are, then good luck with building a personal brand. And again, it's not about being different just to be different. It's not about pissing people off intentionally. It's about knowing your truth, knowing who you are as a person, speaking to that truth, letting your purpose guide your brand. And if you repel some people in the process, so what? This has been the Freedom Club Podcast. I am your host, Kurt Mercadante. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And again, if you want to build a no bullshit brand, if you want my help to get there, to know how to do it, to receive actionable steps to build that personal brand, then please join my No BS Branding webinar, August 15th at noon Eastern. There's a link in the post. Go to kurtmercadante.com. You will get hit with a pop-up, I believe, where you can sign up for that webinar. I'll talk to you soon.